everyone, it's been a long time I haven't posted a video, so today I'm back with a very interesting topic in C, that is dynamic memory allocation. Before I get into detail about this topic, let's see how a memory is allocated when we write a program. So, memory allocation can be static or dynamic. Static memory allocation refers to the process of allocating memory during compile time. Now, you might wonder what compile time is, right? It is just a programming term that refers to the time taken by a compiler to change your source code into machine understandable form. So while allocating memory statically, we should fix the memory size at the beginning. This concept is mainly applied in the context of arrays. The size of the array needs to be declared at the beginning, and once the size of an array is declared, then you cannot change it, right? Most often we face situation in programming where the data is dynamic, that is the number of data items keeps in changing during execution of program. For example, consider a program that holds the data of people associated with bank. So the number of people may not remain same always. When the number of people increases, then we need to allocate an additional space on memory in order to hold that data. And in case the number of people decreases, then we have to release that unwanted space from memory. So such situations can be handled more easily and effectively by using the concept of dynamic memory allocation. So dynamic memory allocation is the process of allocating memory during runtime. The term runtime here refers to the time period while your program is being executed. So the size of memory during this allocation is not fixed. In C, there are some memory management functions that can be used for allocating and freeing up the memory during program execution. All these functions are embedded under stdlib.h header file. So here's a picture showing all the four functions along with their tags. Later on, we'll be discussing all the four functions in detail, but for now, I have listed all their tags in short. So the function malloc is used to allocate the single block of memory, and the function calloc is used to allocate the multiple block of memory. Similarly, the function realloc modifies the size of a previously allocated memory, and at last the function free just frees the previously allocated memory. So far, we now have slight information about what all these four functions does. Later on, we'll discuss in detail about all these four functions. Now let's have a look how our memory is allocated to a particular C program. At the very beginning, we have discussed that whenever we declare a variable, then that variable gets stored at a certain block of memory with certain address. So in the same way, the picture here shows the view of the storage of a particular C program in memory, like how a complete C program is stored in a memory. At the bottom, you can see the block with a text called C program instruction. So this block will contain all the instructions that are required to run a program. Above it, you can see the block with global variables. So all the global variables that are declared inside our program will get stored at this block. So these two regions are the permanent storage areas. Now at the top you can see the block containing local variables. So all the local variables that are declared in our program will get stored at this block. So this region is called stack, and it is reserved in last in first out order. So the task that is assigned at last will get executed at first, and when the function exits, then the stack is freed and is made available for other stack variables. After this, here's a single block left. So this block of memory is available for dynamic allocation, and this free memory region is called heap. Once you allocate memory on heap, then you need to remove that allocated memory by using the function free. In case if you fail to do this, then your program might face a problem called memory leak. So you have to keep this on mind. Since the stack contains all the local variables, so the lifespan of the local variables is only limited inside the function. And once the function exits, then the stack is freed itself. But in case of heap, you have to free the memory space after allocating it. Now, just to make you a bit more clear with this concept, I'll show you a program that contains some global and local variables, and we'll see how this program will get stored inside memory. So at the top, you can see I've declared a global variable called num and assigned value 100 to this. So this global variable will get stored inside the global variable section. And after this, all the local variables that are declared inside main function and multiply number functions will get stored inside stack. Now let me show you how all these local variables will get stored inside stack. So at first the flow of control will point to the main function and the main function will get called. So the variable x and y will get stored inside stack in this order. And after this the flow of control will shift to this particular block of code and the function multiply number will get called. And after this the variable a and b will now have the value of the variable x and y. So this variable will also get stored inside stack in this order. And after this, the flow of control will shift to this block of code, and the variable result will also get stored inside stack. And after it will perform some calculation, and the final result will also get stored inside stack in this order. So as you can see that the order of these variables is somehow similar to the stack of a number of books it kept together. So in this way, all these variables will get stored inside stack. So this is it for now. In the next video, we'll discuss in detail about malloc function. Till then, keep watching. Thank you.